The CIA deportation rings roar into mean compass. Don't touch my friend. And then it became clear to me that what we thought we knew everything, but we did not. New facts have emerged, particular to the trial. We have to step back and fight. Sudan genocide came about through the investments of Carl Bildt. Glaze Borgström made a note on a file on newsmill.se that Carl Bildt should stand under inquiry investigation for war crimes and crimes against humanity, war, rape, militia, murder, genocide in Africa, and oil war for London Petroleum. So, Julian Assange, when you call out and lash out against Carl Bildt, do you know who your man is? The man who wants you appears to want him too. And so what are you going to do about that attack? Gudrun Sherman, when she has nothing to do with you. Attack Vadim Sandal and ANSW. The ghost spoke to me and said, Mary, what can you do? Can you come through? So these fools, they conduct and comport themselves recommending pornographical analyses in lieu of consent law norms, and perhaps we shall not regret the Gudrun Sherman. Gudrun Sherman has a certain anti-war theme, and if Glaze Borgström was pitted there to say Olof Palme most surely wasn't conspiracy, as he said, and then he said, blah blah, Assange is dead, blah blah, Assange. Who could say all the tinfoil hat conspiracy theories support the theory that CIA is after you? But if possibly you could understand, perhaps Hillary's having a little talk with Carl Bildt to see how he's going to handle the fact of his war criminality as they handle the war criminality between you and me. It's all collateral murder all the time. But I wonder why Gareth Pearce and Dinah Rose did not say, Julian, pay attention. Please stop attacking other women. Your supporters might figure out attacking other women has sent this further south to Siberia. So attackers you may. Marcelo Ferrata Donoli writes to tell me that I'm in the CIA. He tells me he likes my dancing and that I'm his sweetie. He asks me, are you really a lesbian? But it seems he has a particular vendetta against non-traditional families, as he writes in his blog in his attempts to woo Assange. He says non-traditional families and other things promoted by fascist feminists who are out studying honor killing and Sharia and serious crimes upon the bodies of women, including the bodies of women who were murdered in Sweden. And the study of this is overstudied by people who are out for Assange because they're all racist, fascist feminists. It doesn't make sense. There's no way I can try to express the ways it doesn't make sense. But in a line, his essay goes side by side, the unravelings of Rick Stepp, who sends menacing, angry letters of lawsuit threats onto Al Burke, who shares the feminist conspiracy angle. It seems that a little conspiracy has acquired an anti-feminist. So then, enter the story of Israel Shamir. Johannes Wallström is doing well in Sweden. He's promoted at the SVT. People are talking about it. Why do you get ahead with such an anti-Jewish rhetoric? But it seems the problem is that Marianne is now reported to be a radical feminist, as if that were a bad thing.
The Olympic torch relay has begun, and as it goes on a 12,000-kilometre journey to London,
the trouble with this case is that the primary perpetrators of propaganda have underestimated the IQ of their clientele. So as I cash up all my propaganda and accept all I'm told, I'm suddenly in doubt of all. So as I was reading the cryptome emails, it seems that Julian Assange had a scheme to get money from who cares? He was open to money from the CIA and also George Soros, so it could be really from anyone. I noticed Jemima Khan won't talk about it, nor Zach Goldsmith. It's kind of like we gave you some money, now run with it. Spread your hate and your lies on Twitter and attack women and everyone else, dead women, domestic violence shelters, and everything you care to. Anti-feminism du jour. And what? Amy Goodman loves you? So there's a little bit of panic that I feel in the way I might have seemed a bit so gullible as the room swirled in circles. And I sat there looking face to face, and I felt the pain of the desperate human thinking, oh gee, what do I do? All the women of Sweden are out to get me. Oh my life, oh no, oh poor me. I thought, what a funny MKUltra plot. What a funny MKUltra plot. Everything is MKUltra to me. From the ceiling to the walls and the trees. Everything is propaganda telling you to settle down and merrily go on your long, long life. And I am but a 34. I don't know how long it takes to 40. What could happen then? I could have a serious brain injury, and then would I forget to be fair to women, to be fair to children, to be fair to the dead? So it seems the issues of Guantanamo, murder, torture, force feeding, and hunger strikes are important, and the material provided by Wikileaks will turn up in international law. So in that aspect, we're moving right along. So thank you, but nevertheless, you must admit that your attempts to redress the grievance of the blasting of the criminality of your name throughout all the media has nothing to pertain with the death of Fadim Sandal, or whether or not I get CIA money, and what other kinds of conspiracies are floating in the Assange bubble. So then,
the cargo plane has crashed near the airport in the Ghanaian capital Accra, hitting a bus full of passengers. At least 10 people on board the bus are reported to have been killed. John James reports from neighbouring...
The crimes upon the women are severe enough for me to encourage you to report to Sweden. Not that you should trust them with their reputation for sending people to torture for the CIA. So if Claes Borgström is after Carl Bildt, but Claes Borgström is also with CIA, Borgström is like anything you want, Papa Moneybags USA, and Carl Bildt is kissing up to Hillary, and Hillary's being nice to everyone. That is, except everyone they killed. It seems that guilty you are of attacking women unfairly with a chapter of your website called Gender Politics, as if you could profile all the women for their gender and say that they are the reason you're attacked for this crime upon women you weren't going to stay with anyway. I mean, sleeping with them, it's a crime against the basic rules of polyamory. You can sleep with everybody you want, but as long as you're open and honest and clear, everything should work out all right. Unless they're raping you, like Halla Leadbrand and Breading.
Despite suffering from cancer. His medical meet in October, and UK Capriles Redonce is also registered, along with 3 other candidates. Medical sources, quoted by a Spanish newspaper, suggest Mr. Chavez is using harmful...
So Gudrun said, it seemed to be new information that all of Assange's problems are now being blamed on her via websites and Noli and all the people that are launched to attack upon women of Sweden because Sweden is so scary and Sweden is so terrifying and Sweden is so this and Sweden is so that. And I'm like, hey, I'm ethnic Scandinavian, you're attacking my people. Is this the real strategy you want to do to piss Americans off? Well, so many of our country are Norwegian and German and Danish and Finnish. Besides, the UK was invaded by Nords. The whole world is just mixed up. But you attack us as we endure this hostile Anders Breivik situation. Let me tell you, Expo.se might have been right. They said Julian Assange is a Nazi on the grounds that he was hanging out with Holocaust deniers. And then it seems there's a little problem of Rickstepp who hates all the women of Sweden, who attacks the rape victims constantly with every kind of blog, attacking them from the clothes they wear down to the color of their hair. He happened to recommend a neo-Nazi to Julian Assange to put in his website to vindicate myself. See, Swedish justice is corrupt, said the Nazi. And I'm like, dear Sweden versus Assange, did you really mean to include the Nazi? They're like, oh no, of course not. I'm feeling a little creeped out.